I just got stuck here. All rise. Overton County Court's now in session. Mr. Stephen Barlow presiding.
This time we'll ask Brother Brett Knight if he would come up. He's with the Bridge Church and say the blessing over our meeting tonight. Thank you, Brett.
Thank you. You all join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather together and to serve your people and your community. We ask that you just be with us tonight. Give us wisdom and insight and compassion. Give us the ability to solve the issues that are presented before us. Let us always do that with love. Father, we just thank you for the blessings that you've placed upon this country that we live in and this community that we live in. And we ask that you continue to bless your people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. This time we'll have Jesse Bowman, if he would, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Go ahead, Steve. I'll take a motion to accept the agenda well, we will need a motion to accept the agenda, to adopt the agenda and get started. So Robbie made a motion to adopt the agenda and Philip second. Adoption of the agenda.
Robbie and Philip.
Cindy Robbins. That's where I got Robin.
Sandy.
Sandy made a motion to adopt the agenda as is, and Philip seconds. All four say aye.
Aye.
Philip second, and Miss Victoria, if you would please do the roll call.
Randall Boswell.
Here.
Roger Carr.
Here.
Jesse Bowman.
Here.
Geraldine Walker. Here. Philip Talley.
Here.
Patrick McCurdy.
Here.
Jeff Long.
Here.
Robbie Melton.
Here.
Shane Walker. Donna Savage.
Here.
Cindy Robbins.
Here.
Gail McCowan.
Here.
Darwin Clark.
Here.
Greg Nivens.
Here.
So Shane's absent, and all else is here. We have a quorum. Need a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting November the 4th, 2024. Donna made the motion, seconded by Randall. Any discussion on that? Any questions? None being had, all four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. All four. Number 6, consider approval resolution number 2024-1209-01, requesting that the Tennessee General Assembly to allocate 1/2 of the real estate transfer tax to the county. I'll tell you a little bit more about this. County Association, we got together about what we were bringing to the legislation, and this is one of the things that we had asked for to try to help get more money towards the county. Our highway departments is in desperate need of getting extra funding as well. And this money is 100% of this transfer tax goes to the state, 100% of it. So we're asking for a portion of that to come back towards the county. So this is what we are taking to legislation for them to be able to go into the Senate and to the House to vote on. So this is one of the things that we all, in the Upper Cumberland Mayor Association, that's what we wanted to do. So, yes, Ms. Donna.
So all the county mayors are taking it down there, all of this is gonna go down there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, we're presenting it to the legislation, asking them for a little bit of that money to come back towards us instead of them taking all of it. And I think that's a fair deal. We're asking for half, we'll settle for a quarter. but it's just something that, we're trying to do to help get more funds into the county. Yes, ma'am.
And the money will be used for what?
Right now, it's, highway, and if you look over at number 6 here, the state revenue, state local address to the community where the tax collected, the county government, population growth, Tennessee communities, aiding the county services, infrastructure, and necessary to maintain the quality of Tennessee's. So it goes towards the county services and the infrastructure and things like that as well. So we can allocate it towards, the structure, and if we want some of it to go towards the highway, if we want some of it to go towards, the structure, buildings and things like that, we can allocate it to go towards that. That's what we're asking for.
But it'll cover the county general, and then when the budget's ready, we can do the
Yeah.
budget, and that's where we can bring it back
So it'll help to offset property taxes
out.
because it'll go into the budget. No.
This is for the transfer, like where they get 100% of that transfer tax. We're asking for a portion of that to bring more revenue.
I know, but I'm saying it will help with the budget itself because
Yeah.
it will offset the.
It'll
money that
offset
we-
some,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's not like $1 million
I know.
or anything like that. It's, portion of it, I'll entertain a motion on that. Randall made a motion, and seconded by Patrick. Any other discussion or questions on that? None to be had. Miss Victoria, will you do a roll call on that, please?
Greg Nivens,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yeah.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Randall Boswell.
Yes.
All 4 on that, motion passes. So, we just needed that approval to make the resolution to take down. Number 7, consider approval of purchasing jail camera system, from the American Rescue Fund. And it is on number 7 here, if you just wanna look at that, on number 7, for the camera system coming out of the ARP fund.
I like the motion.
Jesse makes a motion, and Cindy second. Any other discussion on that? None to be had. Miss, Victoria, will you say roll call, please?
Randall Boswell,
Yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yes.
Greg Nivens.
Yes.
All 4 on that. Number 8, consider approval for bidding out the jail roof repair to pay out, coming out of the American Rescue Plan as well, if available. So that would be the leftover funds that we have from that to go towards, they opened up the bids just a few, but at 4:30, 4 o'clock at the, budget meeting. We come in, 2 sections of the roof, E and F. D had already been, repaired. This would be 2 section, E and F. They were asked to give a quote, for the A, B, C. They did it in sections, I'm sorry, I should have started with that. They did it in sections, A, B, C. D had already been done, and then E and F. So they give us a quote, or, the bid was for E and F, and then also was asked to quote out the rest of it besides D. And so we looked at, and we're accepted the bid for Turner Roofing, for E and F, and not to do the whole thing. It was for, 67.6, was it? 67.6, to do the two roofs. Consider approval on that. Roger Carr made the motion, seconded by Philip. Any other questions or, yes, ma'am?
Sorry. So are we accepting the 67,000 or are we accepting bidding it out? Because it says bidding it out.
We bid it out. This was to pay out with the remainder of the ARPA funds, if what was available with it, to use the ARPA funds. They are the repair to pay out of the ARP funds if available.
And is this gonna repair the complete roof?
This will not do the whole roof. The whole roof was over 100,000. And so we decided to hold off and only repair what was leaking. It's leaking down into the offices.
Geraldine, are you clear on what we're
No,
voting
does
on?
that not need to be worded
I'm
different
sorry.
then? Because we're,
Does need to be worked. This is
We
just
need to-
bidding it out.
We need to reword that. We bidded it out, but to, Miss Victoria, it needs to be read on here, and so that everybody's clear, to use the remainder of the ARP funds, what is available to go towards the purchase of the repair of the roof. We accepted the bid, we're accepting the bid, but this was to use the ARPA funds, and I'm sorry it was worded wrong on here. And we need to mark that out, and the motion needs to be, and Roger, are you fine with using that motion to recall your motion to use the remainder of what was available of the ARP funds to go towards the repair of the roof?
Right.
So Roger rescinded that and changed the motion to use what was available for the remainder of the ARP to go towards the repair of the roof. And Philip, you still good on
Yeah.
second? Okay. Any other questions on that?
Is that gonna include the amount and who's received the bid?
It'd be Turner.
Yes, is that gonna be included in the motion?
That, yes, Turner Roofing.
Who'd that kid?
Had the sealed bid for $67,600.
To repair sections E and F
To repair E and F, yes,
out of the ARPA funds.
yeah, American Rescue Plan, E and F.
I got
Yes,
another
ma'am.
question then. So was this put in the paper and
Yes, ma'am.
posted that y'all was taking the bids?
Yes, yes, we opened sealed bids today. Yeah. Anybody else?
Why don't you ask Victoria to read it so that everybody's clear?
Well, I didn't write this, so I will be talking to Stephen.
Yeah.
To get the words.
I rewrote it, or I wrote it down, so,
Okay,
it is, the motion was to accept the bid from Turner Roofing, the $67,600, which was the sealed bid that was opened, at the budget meeting. And the motion is to accept the bid and use the ARPA funds to go towards the repair of the roof. And I will get you a copy of those minutes too.
thank you very much. Is the budget committee recommending this to the?
Yes, yes,
Who is the chairperson?
I am of the budget, I'm the chair of the budget.
Who's on the budget committee? And everybody on the budget committee has approved this?
Yes,
And are you recommending it?
yes, we're recommended for
Okay,
approval.
all right.
You said this is for sections E and F only.
This section, E and F. Yes, Ms. Thompson?
What if there's not enough arbor money in there? Where's that money gonna come from?
This will come out of the building fund that they have over there
At the jail?
at the jail.
Okay.
Oh, but you still want me to read that?
You wanted to reread it?
I think it, for everybody to understand.
Yeah.
So it needs to say, motion to accept bid, use ARPA funds to go toward repair of roof.
Yeah. The Turner Roofing is the one that won the sealed bid. Was recommended by the budget committee. $67,600 was the price for the two roofs. The repair roof, section E and F
So I
also.
need to write that in there too. So, Turner Roofing, one sealed bid of, what'd you say?
$67,600.
Recommended by the.
Budget committee, yeah. Any other questions? And I'm sorry that this was written out that way. It is awful confusing and I apologize for that.
Well, did we ever approve bidding it out?
To approve you bid it out. The last budget meeting. Any other questions? Miss Victoria, if you would please do a roll call.
Randall Boswell,
Yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker.
No, and let me explain why I'm voting no. I just think there's too much confusion in this, and I thought we had said that everything that was on this agenda had to be on there before a certain time frame for us to vote on it. So if you're saying the budget committee just approved this afternoon, I don't understand how it could be on the agenda.
They approved the bid. This was to use the ARPA funds to go towards that bid. I was telling you how much the bid was awarded for. I was including how much the bid was, just for your knowledge and, everybody to understand what the bid was and everything. This is to accept the ARP funds to go towards the remainder of the ARP funds, what is available to go towards paying for that roof system.
I understand that, but I thought we said that stuff had to be on the agenda a certain time frame before
We can
it
make an
come.
addendum to go on there, but it was approved to go on there already. This was already out to accept the ARPA funds. That is what we're voting on, to get the ARP funds, what is available to go towards the payment of this roof.
Okay.
So you're saying we're not voting on the bid?
I was telling you what the bid was.
Okay, and it's been approved by the budget committee?
It was approved by the
full court
budget
doesn't
committee.
have to approve that?
We're approving to pay for the ARP funds to be used to go towards the paying the, go towards the repair of the roof. The ARP funds is what we're voting on.
That's what we're voting on.
Yeah, I was just letting you know what happened today with the bids and all that stuff.
So we'll approve it next month.
We'll approve it next month.
Does that make sense?
We'll approve the accepting of the bid next month. This is to use the ARPA funds to go towards the paying off, or go towards the repair of the roof.
Okay, so we're only voting to approve.
To use the ARPA
the
funds to
ARPA
go
funds.
towards the
We're not
repair of the
Whatever's left over,
Okay.
if there's anything left over, that's what we're approving.
That's what we're
Is
approving.
the arbor funds to go on these.
Okay, all right, then I changed my vote to yes.
Okay, she rescinded her no and votes yes.
Yes.
I know we're all confused, and I apologize. This is to use the ARPA funds, what is available, to go towards the repair of the roof. I never should have told you what the bid was. We'll accept the bid next month. I was just trying to give you a little what happened, let you know that what bid was. And that confused everybody. This is just to be able to use the ARPA funds to go towards the repair of the roof. Okay?
Just as it's written here.
Yeah.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yes.
Greg Nivens.
Yes.
Okay. All four. And I apologize for all the confusion. I'm so sorry. Next, we have to consider approval, the memorandum, if understanding between Overton County Commissioners and Overton County Executive American Rescue Plan funds used for the health department. This is because it rolled over into another year. It's going into January. It's the same thing, because it's going into another year, we have to do the approval on that. And motion and second. Motion by Cindy, second by Randall. Any other questions? If not, Miss Victoria, you call room.
Randall Boswell,
Yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yes.
Greg Nivens.
Yes.
All four on that. Next, we have to consider approval for the budget amendments, General Fund 101, Amendment Number 3, and the American Rescue Plan Fund 127, Amendment Number 1. This was approved by the Budget Committee. Any questions on that? Hang on. I jumped ahead. I need a motion in a second, then we'll get to questions. Motion by Philip, seconded by Randall. All right, now questions. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I have several things marked on here, but the big thing is, what is this other contracted services for Barrett Group revenue review? The $40,000
Where's it at, honey?
on page 71.
71. So the Barrett Group was the one that was doing our, the sales tax, audit that come in. So they get a portion of the first year of what we take in of additional taxes. That was their payment. And then what they find, that they're doing other stuff. So they found, they went through the whole county, remember, and they done the sales audit, and they took in a couple of people that hadn't been paying their taxes over into the county. And so that, and then Miss Connie's not here, and I'm sorry. It's a portion of that, and it's a portion of, because they done several things. They done like 9 different things. They brought the legislation about mineral tax, and we voted to take that back to legislation about the mineral tax as well. And so they're doing all different types of stuff, and that is what the other contracted services with the Barrett Group is, of those that was trying to bring in the more tax revenue.
So is that what the increase in revenue on the next page, that $32,104, is that part of what they found then?
Yes, because
Would that not offset?
this offsets each other. So on this, she put all the increases and decreases on here to cover itself. So there's no, So she put on the second page, decrease and increase, from the funds here. So you got the increases on the first page, and then it goes into the decreases of how it offsets itself.
So that is what they found in
Yeah.
that local, okay.
Yeah, because Rogers Group was one of them that had been paying their, taxes to the city instead of the county. And so that was a big fine that we got back payment of that for, like 4 years, I do believe. Yes, Ms. Dawn?
Okay, on page 72, decrease in fund balance, 101,3900. Unassigned fund balance, 17,000, that was for the ambulances. Heating and air, right?
Air conditioner
Air
unit,
conditioner unit, am I right?
it come in, the award, and it's on here in just a second. It was awarded on number 12, King's Heating and Cooling.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I was in that meeting. The 26,000 is that, that's that contract we entered into for their,
yeah, for the preventative maintenance on
Yes.
their equipment, yeah.
this $9,228, what's that for?
Hang on. Hang on just a second, Donna, I'm sorry, I don't have Miss Connie here right quick, give me just a second. 9,000, ambulance service, beyond lucid contract, that's what it is. So they switched over to a new system, for the ambulance service, that's what they learned in school, that's what they had been doing before, and all the workers at the ambulance service are used to that system. It helps them do the billing and their paperwork, to enter in the paperwork for their billing, and it keeps up with, the charges and things to be able to bill out for the ambulance service. And so the $9,228 was the, going from the contract, switching out, to the new system that we had approved.
So we went from one contract to another contract and
Yes.
broke the contract, and it costed us $9,228.
This was,
Is that what you're explaining to me?
well, that's not what I said.
I know, but that's what it sounds like. Is that not what,
It wasn't what I said at all, but.
you said it was
if you-
contract,
It was a
and
contract.
they changed to another contract.
They went to a new system. Now, this is a contract that it automatically renewed every year unless you, told them that you wanted off of it. Well, we didn't know anything about the automatic renewal or the contract since it had been in there. Nobody knew who the contact person was, nobody seen anybody from this, people. We told the sales rep, contacted the sales rep and told them that we wanted off the contract, and they said, sure. 2 months later, people from California calls us up and says, you owe us this much money. We had paid the contract in November. Well, they said it automatically renews in April. Well, we don't know, we ain't seen a contract. And so that's what that was. We
So
had
Miss
went
Lillian-
backwards and forth. Yes, Miss Lillian knows about it as well, because we had talked about it.
May I address the commission?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just asking if you seen the contract.
No, I did not see it, until after this happened. What happened is, the gentleman, and I don't recall his name, that is the acting director of the ambulance service. Massengale, that's right. Mr. Massengale apparently decided, he and the people that worked there, that they wanted to use another system. And, they contacted the other system they wanted to use and started paying for that. Well, meanwhile, he didn't know, this Mr. Massengale apparently didn't know that you can't just stop, you have to read the contract Or, and a lot of times, like the sheriff's office, they'll send the contract to me if they wanna cancel a contract, so that I can look at the contract and see. That didn't happen here. And so what happened in this particular contract, when I finally got it, there was a clause in the contract that specifically said that if you break the contract, if you break it after that renewal date, there is a fee, and that's what it was. Is that correct?
But we did not know anything about a contract until after they had contacted us and said that we had contacted the wrong people, because we contacted the rep.
Yeah, I think it's probably that this fellow over there for ambulance service didn't know that you had to do that, like the sheriff's office and other departments, they know that they have to, if they wanna cancel a contract, they have to contact me, and I'll go through it with them, and we'll see how we cancel.
So he didn't have access to the contract, is that what you're saying?
I don't know whether.
We didn't know anything about no I didn't know about a contract, he didn't know about a contract either, between us and them.
The contract should be on file.
Had to be there.
But when we do that, Stephen, Chris has went out and obligated the county, and he doesn't have that authority to obligate expenditures. Any of the county offices need to take these contracts and take them to legal.
Right.
You gotta take them to legal first. Now, he's went out past his authority, and he's cost us $9,228 by not looking at the contract and taking it to legal. Now, I've got a problem with that.
I do too.
That was, what was the remainder of the bill that we had to pay, and we kept the system.
Right.
We kept the system.
But the only one that can obligate expenditures is this body of people right here. And it needs to go through legal on any of our contracts like that. I mean, that's just throwing $9,000 away right there.
Yes.
And, that, we can't do that anymore. We can't do that anymore. Plus, from what I understand on the other one, that we got, like I said, I was behind on research on this, for that one, for $75,000 for a 3-year contract, to renew those pieces of equipment on the ambulance. Shane's not here. I'd like to talk to him with him, but, from what I understand, it'd have been cheaper if a piece of equipment went down to go ahead and repair a piece of equipment than it would have been to enter into this contract for another 3 years. I understand that they guarantee it for 3 years, but, we probably should have been that a little closer there.
And we brought it through the committees and everybody voted on it.
We didn't have
Voted
that.
on it in court.
Yeah, we didn't have that information though at the time. And, we just need to make sure before we do any things on contracts, make sure Miss Lillian's got a copy of the contracts.
Yes.
That's all I got to say.
Any other questions or anything on no others to be had, Miss Victoria, will you do the roll call on that, please?
Greg Nivens,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yes.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
No.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
No.
Jesse Bowman,
No.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Randall Boswell.
Yes.
Yes, it's have it. We have, 1, 2, 3 no's, 10 yeses. consider approval for the Sourcewell Purchasing Program Participation Agreement. Patrick makes a motion. And second by Randall. Any discussion on that? None to be had. Would you do the roll call on that, please, ma'am?
Randall Boswell,
Yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yes.
Greg Nivens.
Yes.
All four on that, motion passes. This is consider approval to award the King's, heating and cooling bid for the HVAC unit for the ambulance service, amount of $13,000. This was approved by the budget committee, this is sealed bids. That came in, Jesse Bowman makes a motion. Seconded by Roger Carr, any discussion on that? None to be had. Miss Victoria, will you do the roll call on that, please?
Greg Nivens,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yeah.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Good.
Jesse,
Oh, yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Randall Boswell.
Yes.
All four, motion passes. This is consider approval for the reduction of James Kennard Lane from .39 miles to .20 miles on the county road list. This was brought to the planning committee and approved, through the planning committee to, he owns both sides of the road and, at the end of the road, and he just asked to shorten it down to, the county road list down from .39 to .20 when it was voted for, so. Geraldine makes a motion and Philip second. Any other questions on that? None to be had, all four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise.
No.
All right, Jesse votes no, all others for. Motion passes. All right, the next is the approval, for the, 207 Taylor Street property and the delinquent tax sale to list it like we did that piece of property that we had up in Dry Holler that we sold. We're going, Miss Lillian, had wrote us a, listing to go in to accept the bids for that. This was a delinquent tax sale that didn't bring at, Chancery Court, it didn't bring what the taxes were owed on it. So the county automatically had to purchase it. County had to automatically purchase it, so that became county property. Now this is for us to be able to sell it. Any motion by Cindy and second by Donna. Any other questions on this? None be had. Miss Victoria, will you do roll call, please?
Randall Boswell,
Yes.
Roger Carr,
Yes.
Jesse Bowman,
Yes.
Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Philip Talley,
Yes.
Patrick McCurdy,
Yes.
Jeff Long,
Yes.
Robbie Melton,
Yes.
Donna Savage,
Yes.
Cindy Robbins,
Yes.
Gil McCowen,
Yes.
Darwin Clark,
Yes.
Greg Nivens.
Yes.
All four, motion passes. Consider approval for surplus items to the Chancery Court. There's 5 yellow chairs, 4 orange chairs, 3 green chairs. There's a gray computer desk, a brown desk, there's a large table, black desk chairs, 2 pink desk chairs, and then there's a monitor, down there that's not working. This is in, Miss Julie's office downstairs. This is some of that old, stuff that's just sitting there in the way and she's needing to get rid of them. Motion by Robbie, second by Jeff. Any other questions on this? None to be had. All four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. All four. This is to consider the notaries at large, Christy Key for renewal, Jan Walker renewal, Lisa Cromp renewal, Robin Tribune, for new, Joseph Rendosh, new, Kelly Canancer renewal, Mary Beth Shell renewal, Virginia Burton new, and Amanda Anderson renewal. Motion, by Robbie, seconded by Donna. All, any questions on that? All four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. All four. The next is, the planning commission. This is for, the road superintendent, Tim Kennedy, to replace James Nard on the planning committee. This is to be considered approval for that. Geraldine made the motion and Roger Carr seconded. All four, or any questions on that? All four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. All four. All right, next we have Mr. Jason Garrett in the crowd with us. Everybody would welcome him. We're going to acknowledge that he has taken over as the Overton County Agriculture Director, and it was effective at the first of the month. So we wanted to announce that. We will.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting us.
Big shoes to fill, but I think we just wanted to acknowledge and welcome Jason over as the director. And he's worked hard over there. How long you been over there?
8 years.
You've been there 8 years.
And I worked years ago with Robbie for 1 year doing 4-H, so I come up a long ways. I always wanted this job, and she knows it. To be the ag UT land.
Done a wonderful job.
Seen a lot of y'all had your kids at 4-H. A lot of you come to our programs, like I said, and your families come. So appreciate it. We got a lot to offer. The knowledge is there. All you gotta do is ask and come to some of my stuff. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. I'm going to ask Miss Shannon if she will come up to do her presentation. I'm moving 20 to 19 right quick. Sorry, Miss Shannon, we meant to put you before the.
Thank you. Good evening. So just a few updates on the upcoming events for the rest of this month. So Christmas in the Country, our last night, will be this Friday from 5 to 8. We'll have a few things on the square this Friday. So we have a live snow globe that is 15 foot tall that people can actually get inside and have your picture made. That will be, well, actually, I'm not 100% sure which side of the square it'll be on, but it will be on the square. Then over here in the West Main parking lot between, right next to where Nolan Realty used to be, we will have the world's largest snowman. It's a bouncy house. It's 35 feet tall. And then we will also have something called a toboggan tunnel. Kids will be able to get in it, and it's quite large. They'll be able to sled down. They'll enjoy it, I'm sure. And then, of course, Santa will be in the courthouse here as usual. And all the stores will be open late. Then Christmas parade is this Saturday at 4 p.m. We've extended the deadline to Wednesday of this week at noon. Seems as if there was a lot of people over the weekend texting me, getting pretty upset because they weren't able to get in the parade. So we extended it a little bit for everyone. So far, we have probably about 220 entries, which is probably the most since I've been at the chamber. So it's going to be a good parade, I believe. We will have Christmas in the Park on December 21st from 12 noon to 9 p.m. We will have, we're not doing the ice skating this year. Personally, I was a little disappointed about that. However, we will have it's called a gingerbread jump, and it is 65 feet by 55 feet by 4 foot tall. So it's a very, very large open air bouncy house. So I'm sure the kids will love that just as much as they enjoyed ice skating. Then we'll also have what's called an Everest climb and slide. It's 44 feet tall, and it's gonna slide on either side. So that will be at the park all day on the 21st. Also, we will be having our Christmas Business After Hours and Chamber Awards on December 19th from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. We'll be having this down at Iron and Oak on the back side of the steel coop. Of course, all of y'all are invited. And as far as the awards go, we would love for y'all to go online to our website and vote for the awards this year. You can vote at discoverlivingcentn.com/Chamber Awards 2024 and vote for your favorite businesses that meet those categories that are listed on the form. And a couple more things, just so y'all know and everybody listening knows. Governor's Place Apartments, they're still taking applications. They are at the chamber. We've provided an office for them at the chamber since their office here isn't quite done yet. But they're at the office every Tuesday and Wednesday from 8 to 4 p.m. So if y'all know anybody that is wanting to apply, send them over to the chamber on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They're there to help them get everything filled out. Also, they can go online and print the application off and fill it out at home and bring it by to us. It's Governor's Place, apts.com, and then there should be a place right up top that says apply now. So it's pretty easy to get to.
What did you say that website was again?
It is Governor's Place, apts.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then lastly, I can't remember if I mentioned this to y'all or not, but a few months ago, we donated 6 laptops, might have been 7, to Five Loaves Food Pantry. And after the first of the year, we've been talking with them quite a bit, and they have told us that there's a need for computer classes in that area. So we are gonna start helping to facilitate some computer classes at the Five Loaves Food Pantry. We're hoping once a month. We're just gonna kind of see what the need is and how many people come. We'll help provide lunch for the people who do come. I do have some contacts through the career centers, and of course the chamber, we're gonna be helping as well. But we're hoping to start doing some classes up there for that community. Hopefully every month, maybe every other month, as we just see how things work out. And next month, I should have a lot of really good yearly numbers for y'all. So that's all I have tonight. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
It's not a question, it's a statement.
Okay.
There isn't a county square anywhere around that comes close to looking as beautiful as ours does.
It does look
And
beautiful.
everybody that has contributed to make it look that way needs to be congratulated because it is gorgeous.
It does look really good, and thank you for saying that. There's definitely a lot of hard work that goes into that. All the businesses, speaking of the businesses, also on the 14th, before I forget, we've got some folks coming up to judge the Christmas trees on the square. And also, all the businesses, they have all participated in a Best Decorated Business contest as well. So that'll be chosen also. And that's gonna be a hard one, because they all look so good. But they've all worked really hard this year.
The trees is a good idea. It really added to it.
It does look good. You can thank Randall Stockton for that. That was his idea. Thank y'all.
On the Governor's Place.
Yeah.
Everybody I have seen or have contacted them make too much money.
Mm-hmm.
Is it income based?
It
Based
is.
on income? We were
It's-
told it was based on income
It is.
when it come in, but now it's income based because
It's
everybody that's went out there
low,
is
it is
based
low to moderate income based apartments. Unfortunately, that low to moderate threshold is definitely below average.
Yes.
And there has been a lot of people who have hoped to get in that hasn't been able to because they make too much money.
Now, isn't it every third one? That's
No,
that?
no. There's like a 50, I don't understand, and I'll just be real with you, there's a 50% and then there's a 60% listed on the website, and I'm not 100% sure what each of those percentages mean based on your income, but when I did the math myself to determine what, low to moderate income is, in my mind, what I was thinking when they said moderate was, your average middle class person. That was what I was thinking about. And, unfortunately, moderate does not quite meet those guidelines by any means. So it's definitely for lower income families.
$18 an hour was too much.
It is. It is.
I thought the agreement was every third apartment was, low income.
I thought so.
How many units?
Did they
we talking
breach the
about?
There's
contract?
60, after I went back and read everything, no, they have not.
Okay.
They have not. I think it was more, hell, Mickey Ledbetter's calling me. He probably heard me say there was over 200 entries and has having a heart attack for the parade. I was concerned about that too. But I did go back and read the agreement, and they definitely have not breached anything. I think there might have been a little misunderstanding on our part.
Okay.
Hold on.
Do you know if they're being subsidized, Section 8 or anything like that? I'm curious.
Not to my knowledge.
What's that? Stat low, you think they have?
Yeah, and maybe they are. There's still some things. This was the first pilot that I was actually a part of. I kind of came in on the back end, so I'm still learning about some of this too. And been trying to do a little bit of my homework because I knew I was going to be asked these questions at some point. And unfortunately, I probably don't have all the answers just yet, but I will definitely work on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Shannon. So next, before we get into our comment section by the general public, couple of things. The question was asked, and I want to explain this and the reason why. Last meeting was the first time that we moved the comment section to the front. It's always been at the end. I moved it to the front last meeting, the one time. All right. We moved it back. We had a discussion, and this is the reason why we done it. There has been a few concerns that they don't want anybody feel like they're being well, we're all adults. Don't want to be bullied, don't want to be saying you're going to do this or you're not going to do that or else. This is the reason why the agendas go out prior to the court meeting is for the public to contact you, to ask their questions. And if you have questions, you contact my office and ask those questions and get back to them in a matter of time. When we have our court session, this is not the time to show up for a knockdown, drag out, screaming, yelling match, or anything like this. Prior to the meeting is when we're supposed to ask our questions and have our answers. So if you have a question to the agenda prior to court, you're to contact our office or the chair of the committee that you have a question for. So if it was the Public Safety Committee, you would contact the Public Safety Chair and ask your question to the Public Safety Chair. And if you don't understand, then you can call in and kind of ask as well. If the general public has a question, they can call you guys, that's what you're for. They can also call me as well if they need to, if you don't answer their questions, okay? It's not to stand here at court to say, if you don't do this, you won't be reelected, and that's that's not the way it's supposed to go. It's a form of, we've entered into the reason why I'm saying this is because of this. We've entered into a society to where if you do not agree with me, I will do everything in my power to destroy you. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to make 100% of the people in this county happy 100% of the time. You might disagree with me, but it ain't up to you to try to destroy me on social media or anything like that. I'm still a human being. I have a family. You're still a human being. You have a family. We need to treat each other with respect and with dignity. You have a job to do. I have a job to do. And we're trying to do our jobs. And I understand it. And I want to thank you guys, because I understand exactly what you have to go through sometimes. If somebody is not happy with you, you hear about it, that's fine. But you never hear about the ones that are happy with you. I've had a lot of phone calls lately of the ones that are happy with you saying, just look past it. It ain't nothing but a season. So we had a meeting and decided to bring it back down to the bottom, because you should already know, after looking at your agenda, you should already know how you're voting when you sit in these chairs. You should have already looked through the agenda, have all your questions answered, and know how you're going to vote. This is not a part to pick each other apart like a piece of fried chicken, to call each other names, to direct something towards anybody and call you out and yell at you. It's not what this is for.
Who you talking to?
Everybody.
Which one of us?
We don't.
Oh, no. I'm just explaining. No.
Yeah, no.
I'm just explaining. I'm just explaining the reason why I moved it back down to the bottom. Because there was some called about worrying about bullying. They were worried about intimidation. So we moved it back down to the bottom where it always has been. Yes, Mr. Gregory.
I was gonna ask about the replacing Lee's position here. We're running out.
Yes.
We're running out of time. It's like 120 days, and we're right at what, 90? So probably we need to have that done by next month on the agenda.
Yes. So the ones that are turned in,
Yeah.
we need to set up some times to come in to review. And I was gonna ask you guys that before we ended today, of when, if you could set a date so you can come and review the applications.
Salary employee committee, we can do the interviews. Or is that?
Every one of you can set in on it if you want
I
to.
mean, that's who we prescribe the salary employee or salary.
You can all sit in on the interviews if you want to read over it, because every one of you get a.
He's saying which committee.
Which committee's gonna be responsible for it?
You gotta have a committee to do that.
It would probably be the, wouldn't say public safety, be salary.
Salary, yeah, salary.
Salary on
Okay.
So-
Yeah, we can come to it if we want to, but I think that those five are be the ones asking the questions, or it's not a.
Right.
Or it's not a circus.
Yeah, you can all be there, but I'm sorry, I was going to, before we ended today, ask you at the next meeting,
Thank you.
the salary meeting on that. So, I'm sorry, I just had, to kind of explain the reason why we put it back down. And this was after a meeting that we had and some concerns from, the commission. And so we took that in effect, talked about it, and moved it back down. And I will not name any names, yes, ma'am.
So are you still taking applications for lease, or they're done?
No, they're done. and we need to review them. And then by next county court, we need to place them.
Okay.
So this meeting you're talking about was between who, you and Lillian, your staff? 'Cause
Yes.
I don't think none of us have.
Yes, it was me, Lillian, and staff, my office.
May I speak?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
understand that someone on the commission contacted you.
Yes.
And was concerned about perhaps safety and that sort of thing, and that's why it came up to the staff of Mr. Barlow.
Yes. And some might think it's funny, but it's not.
No,
It's-
you're
we're-
funny.
We're not
You won't even
taking
look at us,
threats and
Steve.
things as, a joke. This is a concern with everything that's going on in this world today. We will not take this as a
Well, I
joke.
want to know.
I'm
who
sorry,
I have
we are
threatened.
not at that spot yet, we're not yet there.
Well, we're close.
My co-chair is Mr. Darwin Clark. Will you keep a 3-minute timer? Will you give a 30-second warning after the 3-minute warning?
You got it.
All right, this is for the 3 minutes, is what you're limited to per speaker pertaining to. This is comments, no questions. This is comments, and it has to be part of the agenda. If you first come, state your name, where you're from.
I'm Lois from Rickman, you know who I am. But which one of you feels threatened by me? Anybody?
No questions, please, comments only.
Well, I'm commenting on what? Why are you telling us the wrong time at the meetings? And who give the bids for the roof? And why can't we see the bids?
It's all questions.
So,
The comment,
this is public, Stephen.
this was all public.
It's all public, yeah. But you hiding it.
We're not hiding anything.
Yes, you are, because you told me a blatant lie.
You are done.
No,
Let's
I'm
take
not.
a seat.
You lied to me. You
Ms. Lois.
touch me,
Ms.
I will
Lois.
own this place.
I'm not gonna touch you.
I'm not, you are not
Go sit down,
to
okay?
disrupt a public hearing.
I'm not
I'm asking you to
disrupting
take
nothing.
your
Go
seat.
sit down. I'm not
This
gonna
is
touch
not
you.
the way
Go
this
sit
is
down.
supposed to go.
Have I
We will
done
have this
wrong?
professional.
Okay, so please go sit down. Okay.
But he's telling
Ms.
me what
Lois,
to do.
please sit down.
I mean it, you're not. I will hear more about this.
Mr. Clark, you got the time, sir?
Yes, sir. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, sir.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I'd like to apologize to y'all sitting up there for having previously intimidated you. That was never my intent whatsoever. My intent is to try to improve the government in this county. Many of you sitting there are trying really hard to do that, but there are other folks in this county that seem to think they don't need your assistance, they don't need our assistance, and they've also forgotten something else. Y'all work for us. I'm almost afraid to say this because they may throw me out. But we get to determine when you're hired. The next time is 2026. And if that intimidates anybody, once again, I apologize sincerely. I went to a lot of trouble to send you all emails. I don't know whether you read them or not. I did quite a bit of research on those things, and I'm simply trying to provide you with information that y'all are working people. You don't have time to dig into all this stuff. I'm retired now. They send my checks every month whether I go to work or do a darn thing or not. And I don't mind to provide the information, and if you disagree with the information, you know how to reach me. I can sit down and have a debate or a discussion with anybody. But I'm going to ask some questions whenever we do that, because it's through questions that we learn things. And I know I'm not going to get an answer, but I'm done. I'm going to ask one final question. Who is we? Did you all agree to move these comments down where all the work's done? It really doesn't matter what we say now. Thank you for your time. Thank y'all for your service.
Would there be another?
I just like, I know you said no questions, but this is a question, but it ain't a question. When you was talking about repairing the roof, you said that you had started the bids this evening at 4 o'clock, but you already awarded the bid. So how did that, what was the point of bidding it out if it's already been awarded? That's what I didn't understand.
Okay, I will explain it to you after we get done with court. Any other?
I don't understand it either, explain it.
I'm Gerald and I'm not up here to intimidate you. If I do, so be it. But if you don't ask questions, you don't ever get no answers. You not agree with that? Think about it. You don't ever ask questions, you get no answers. You don't know what's going on. Don't get nothing explained to us. Okay, it's just like rolling this money over from this year to next year. Is that not double dipping, Mr. County Executive? So you don't want to answer that, it's your problem.
I'm not gonna answer you, Gerald.
No, I know
This
you're
is not the time for this question.
Well, you know what? When is the time?
Yeah.
Make an appointment for my office
When
to
is
come
that?
see
You
you.
know what? You're never there. I've never been up there, but you've ever been there.
I ain't never seen you there.
Well, ask your little gal, or
Come see me.
ask Taylor. I haven't been up there, okay? But I'm gonna tell you, these questions, hey, what's the secret about it? You know what it is?
Robert Rules of Order is what we follow, Mr.
Well,
Gerald.
it may be.
That's for comments only,
It may be.
not questions.
But you know what? If you didn't ask questions, you would never learn nothing,
I
Hollis.
understand that.
You need to figure it out. If you're gonna try to run this county, you need to do that. You need to answer some questions, because you know what? There's a whole hell of a lot of stuff that is unanswered here. On your account. Just like that land buy. Hey, like we need, got a mud hole run down the road there. That's all I'm gonna say. Think about it, everybody.
All right, next county commission meeting is Monday, January the 8th at 6 p.m. Next salary, we will have to schedule a salary meeting if I'm not mistaken. If we have not got one scheduled, let me go. As, you got one scheduled, Donna, you are.
Tomorrow.
Chair. Tomorrow,
It's
so we
tomorrow.
will
I've
get.
got a veterans meeting and a salary meeting tomorrow.
Okay, so tomorrow we will hand you over the applications to the salary committee. What time is the meeting? 5. We will add that to the agenda to review the applications. Now, if you want to review them and look at them and set another date for this month to come back and revisit that, please do so, okay?
Okay.
So tomorrow at 5 o'clock is the salary meeting where they will look at the applications that has been turned in for District 1, okay?
Can I ask
Yes, ma'am.
something? Is there anybody in here that has turned in an application?
I think so,
In the
yes.
audience?
There's a few of them in here that have.
Okay, would y'all have a problem coming and answering questions
No.
when we set that? Okay.
Yeah, you bring them in and look at that.
We'll set it tomorrow and then we'll bring them in.
Yes, yes.
No, we'll set one tomorrow.
You'll set it tomorrow, review the application, set it tomorrow and bring them all in, to review them. There will be an executive session immediately after court's meeting today. This will be with Miss Lillian, this is immediately after. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn into the, executive session. Motion by Philip, second by Cindy. All four say aye. All opposed likewise. All four, meeting is adjourned. We will enter into our executive session into the next room, if y'all please join me.
Stephen, just so you know, if you're gonna do this Tennessee state law, you're gonna do it right. Mark my word,
I
honey.
am,
Yeah, I know you are. Cause you broke the law so many times.
I'm coming. Hey, yes. I was gonna say there's one in there, but you probably don't.
Everybody's going in.
You go ahead. So, we, the budget committee accepted the board has not accepted.
Is this gonna be on, did you broadcast this on
This was
YouTube
live.
tonight? It was live?
This not on YouTube, but on Facebook Live tonight.
Facebook
Yeah,
Live.
and it will be on YouTube probably later in the week.
And that'll be under Overton Events or?
Oh, Overton County News.
Overton County News,
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
In the budget committee. And that's what we accepted it as the budget committee. We haven't paid it to accept the bid I didn't have it on my calendar.